Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Type 5850-08, a Tier 7 Blitz Nation Chinese medium that you can get on your hands for absolutely free by logging into Blitz for the next 7 days. Anybody that logs into Blitz will get access to the birthday subscription. And once you get the subscription, all you have to do is log in for 7 days. Not only will you get your hands on this vehicle for free, but you'll also get a free lottery ball, which could give you a bunch of gold. So it's actually pretty dang sweet. Make sure you log into Blitz over the next couple days, and you will get advantage of this vehicle and a lottery ball. Now, we're going to start off by showcasing this vehicle's statistics. We're going to talk about its armor profile, and then we're going to have some live gameplay, and I'll let you know my opinions on this tank and whether or not it's something you should consider keeping in your garage or selling for 500 gold. Now, personally, I don't ever recommend to sell tanks, especially a tier 7. It's not worth 500 gold, so just keep it in your garage, especially because it'll earn you credits. Let's start off with this vehicle's gun. It has 210 damage per shot, really nice high explosive damage at 330. 7 degrees of gun depression allows this tank to be fairly flexible, and 2,300 DPM is pretty solid. It's not as good DPM as the T43 or, some of the higher DPM mediums, but it's still pretty good. It has 160 mils of standard pen, 205 on the gold, so nothing crazy there, but the gun seems completely fine, and I'm really interested to see how the on-movement dispersion is, as the base dispersion and aiming time actually looks pretty good. The tank has a top speed of 54, which is very quick, especially when you realize that the tank also has super speed boost, so you can actually go 58 kilometers per hour in this tank. It's going to be quite fast. And something that really surprised me is that it actually has rather good turret armor. We can see the hull, it's not great, although rather weirdly, the lower plate is actually stronger than the upper plate. The upper plate, as we can see, is about 120. The lower plate is actually like 150 to 140. So if you actually angle the vehicle, you can see that the lower plate will get some rather troll bounces, same for the side armor, which is actually really cool. But look at this thing's turret. It actually has a lot of turret armor. It's about 150 millimeters base, which means that even if you're loading gold, it's still going to be pretty tricky. It's about 150. The edges are all bounces, and the upper part of the mantlet's 200. The lower part of the mantlet is also over 300. So yeah, rather surprisingly to me, and probably a lot of you, this vehicle has pretty good turret armor. It's nothing crazy, but it's enough turret armor that you should get some bounces when using the vehicle on a ridgeline, especially against other tier 7 and tier 6 tanks. So now we're hopefully going to get into some gameplay. I'm going to be able to showcase how this Type 58 plays, and yeah, I'm expecting to actually have a pretty fun experience in this vehicle. It's going to have a quick reload, it's going to have a solid rate of fire, and with the DPM, we're going to be able to bleed out our opponents pretty dang fast. Alright, our first game brings us to Falls Creek. Up against us, we have a Juto, an M7 Yo, although those don't really matter. We only have to worry about the mediums, which is the P43 and the MT25. I have to say, this tank looks pretty sweet as well. You don't have to put a camouflage on it, by the way, because this comes pre-equipped on the vehicle. I actually really like the design of this tank. So, we got our super speed boost. We're already upwards of 50 kilometers per hour. Let's keep going. 53, 54. Yeah, this thing's really quick. We are going faster than most light tanks go at this point. We're going to cross with our Explorer, and sweet. Alright, we are already in position. Now our Explorer is unfortunately eating up most of this bush, but it shouldn't matter too much. I'm honestly just not worried. I'm just going to go for it. I don't know if there's anybody here. I don't care if there's anybody here. We're in a tier 7. We have enough health and enough DPM that we can deal with whatever would end up pushing to the side of the map. So, interesting. Doesn't look like anybody actually went over here. Oh, never mind. We have the MT25 right in front. Oh, and a camping P43. Well, we get a nice shell into the P43. However, we don't really have much of a spot to put our tank in cover. But if that P43 misses, which he does, we can go for his track. There you go. Another nice pen. And let's get him again. Boom. Boom, we get a bounce. There you go. There's that rather troll armor. Tier 6s will... Oh, that was just a bad shot for me. I will take full blame on that one. But we have the M7 Yo right here, which we are going to aim it on. And... Oh, okay. 7 degrees of gun depression just isn't enough to hit that M7 Yo at that angle we were at before, but that's fine. We can get a nice shell into the back of his tank. Not able to high explosive pen him at this angle, but we are able to get an easy 200 damage pen. Let's reload again. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Another nice 200 damage shot. Our Hellcat actually manages to bounce that, which is kind of sad. I wish we could HE pen this guy, but we're not able to do that. However, the Hellcat gets the clear. That's still pretty solid. Alright, we have the enemy Hellcat, which, ooh, look at that. The accuracy actually is really nice on this tank. I'm surprised with how accurate it is. And with our super speed boost, look at this, already up to 55, 58. This thing is so much faster than you would expect it to be. We have the Nazorn over here. Ooh, 369 damage high explosive. As I mentioned, this tank actually has really, really nasty high explosive damage output. We get a nice shell into the MT-25. We're going to angle the vehicle now. Hopefully we get some bounces. There you go. We get a bounce, and okay, I guess that was just some reticle lag, because that definitely should have hit. But it doesn't really matter. We get an easy clear into that player. Hellcat's going to poke us now. We're going to back up a little bit. Let's aim it on that Hellcat. Not able to pen, but as long as we push the Hellcat, I think we should be okay. Come here, Hellcat. Boom. On the move. Easy shot. 245 damage. Now we put on our adrenaline. We aim in a high explosive. Boom. 319. And at this point, it doesn't matter how much DPM you have. You're dead. There you go. Easy clear into that player. Now at this point, let's be honest, our team's not doing very good. In fact, they're doing quite bad. We have the Juto on the flank over here. We're going to load in a gold shell. Ah, I watched that ricochet right off. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. We still have the Judo, and come on, we have the Nazorn over here. This tank doesn't really worry me, though, because we have enough high explosive damage that we can clear that player in one easy shot. So that's super, super chill. Alright, well, we have a full health Hellcat. The only thing I'm really worried about is that SU-152. And I don't know where that SU is going to come from, but our Hellcat gets a nice shell into that player. We're going to move up right over here, and this should allow me to spot the SU. Or anything else that would try to roll around this corner. Unless the SU goes wide. But this spot here basically protects me from every single position that SU would roll through. So let's just wait here. Come on, Mr. SU. I don't really want to move up, because I know that if I do, the SU-152 could easily kill me. So I don't know what that player's plan. Oh, I saw that tree fall down. Okay, interesting. I know where the SU is. He's right over here. So there's two possibilities. Either the SU is going to move up through there, or, there you go. Perfect. And that is why you always pay attention to what's going on. Now, the SU is definitely going to turn fast enough to be able to deal with us, but that's fine. We're just going to back up. I have super speed boost, so I'm not really worried about this player. We have the Hellcat over here. Okay. I'm just going to keep waiting. Actually, I think the best play, because the Hellcat's here... Oh. Huh. What is this SU doing? Interesting. But I think the best play to make, because our Hellcat's over here, is we can go this way, then we can box this SU. Here we go. Let's just go all the way over here. Yeah, there you go. The SU's cooked now. Alright, let's go for his tank once, put on our adrenaline, and get to his rear. There you go. There's his second shell. Damaged his ammo rack, and at this point, he is completely taken out of the game. Bye-bye. There you go. 4,100 damage dealt, 4 kills, and a really, really solid victory. And this is a fantastic example of why this tank is actually really good. Let's take a look at the post-game results here. Obviously, this should be an ace. Indeed it is. Got 4 kills, netted 145,000 credits, and finished top. Yeah, this thing's a bop. It really is. And you can see why. The gun feels really good. Like, the DPM, as I said, it's not crazy high, but because the accuracy is pretty good, it doesn't miss its shots. And the mobility on this tank is really good. That super speed boost allowed me to get to the back of that SU-152, take the player out of the game, and solidify a super easy win. And obviously, with my Hellcat on the front, all I had to do was get to the back of that guy, and he was cooked. So, yeah, not too bad at all. That's the one downside of being a turretless tank destroyer. The moment anything with mobility gets to your rear, you're cooked. Like, that's it. And when you have 2 mediums up against you at the end of the game, you're done. That's really as simple as it is. Honestly, our Hellcat shouldn't even have poked, and then the Hellcat would have been able to live. But hey, I'll take free damage. I'm not going to complain. Here we are on Nube. And I don't love Nube, but it is a decent map if you have a lot of mobility, because you can take advantage of this bridge. And again, with speed boost, we are already accelerating up 50, 52, 54, 56. Look at that. 60 kilometers per hour. 62. Like, look at how fast this thing is. We are already way ahead of our teammates here. And because of that, we can now get on top of this bridge, be faster than basically any enemy that would probably try and get up here, and we can hopefully push them off. Let's see. Haven't spotted anything yet. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to keep flanking. We have DPM. We have enough mobility, and we have enough gun depression that we can work this back spot here pretty good. What I'm hoping, there you go, we have the enemy P-43. Easy shell into that player. Put on our adrenaline. Are they AFK? I don't know, but hey, I'm going to get another shell into you. Thank you very much for the 450 damage. Alright, sweet. Let's move up. Kind of a waste of my adrenaline, but you know what? It's fine. We still got our second shell out, and that's really all that matters. Let's move up over here. Well, there you go. Got a nice shell into the VK. And we reload again. We got the Lycan over here. Lycan misses me. Boom, 195. Pretty solid bleeds. Getting the enemy quite heavily chunked. Ooh, 370. The high explosive on this thing is so nasty. It really is. It's aiming on the P-43. There you go. Nice shell. Spark misses me. And at this point, we're going to push the Hellcat. Again, I got high explosive, and ooh, 303. We're up to 1,500 damage now, and where's this Hellcat going? I can tell you where he's going. Straight back to the garage. Easy. All right, let's move up a bit. Let's see if we can get some damage into the rest of these players. We have the Spark all the way in the back, and I'd love to be able to push this Spark. Ooh. Come over here. Come over here, Mr. Spark. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to shoot at the Seawolf while the Spark is on reload. There's one shell into his tank. Oh, okay. That was just goofy. I don't know what that was. Alright, reloading. And not able to high explosive pen the Spark, but damaged his Amarak with the first shell. And now let's activate our speed boost. This guy is only having 2 shells left. He's going to run away. And with our Hellcat over here, we're going to try and get to his rear. And, ooh, 345. I mean, God, the high explosive on this thing is just diabolical. Okay, let's get over to the Lycan. Let's aim it on his lower plate. We got a bounce. I don't know how that Lycan managed to bounce us. I mean, the Lycan is an incredibly inaccurate vehicle, but still, it's pretty impressive to bounce that shot. There you go. Nice 263 into that player. Our adrenaline is activated, which means we can just poke this Lycan. We can go for the turret cheek. There you go. As I said, this thing is way more accurate than you would expect. Like, it is actually surprisingly accurate. And get the clear into the enemy there. Reload again, and get the clear into you. 3,194 damage. These were back-to-back battles, and it really shows that the Type 58 is a super good tank. I did not expect to have this much fun. Yeah, this thing's a bop. 3,190 damage. Even without a mastery, we still earned 100,000 credits, and a super easy finish top on the team. And if you don't believe me that these are the only 2 games I've played, there you go, back to back. This tank is a bop. If you want to get your hands on a really, really fun tier 7, all you got to do is log in 7 days in a row. There's no complaints I should be reading in the comments section. And at the end of the day, if you don't like the tank, then you can sell it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, though, and if you did and you want to see more content like this, please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.